Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 8th of January 2025. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. Today we'll be going through the new Kirin Tor quests and seeing what fate befalls those mages of Dalaran in wake of the city's destruction and what hints it may have towards the future. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope you're all doing well today. It's another cold and chilly day here in the UK with frost and ice abound. Keep yourselves warm, keep yourselves hydrated. You've got this. Pardon me. Alrighty then. Give me those tendies. Make sure to grab this mail from the auction house. I imagine. They've not sold. Maybe we'll go in for like 10 gold at that point and still weren't selling, so it's probably just worth fendering them at that point. Now, assuming all's gone well and the quest is right here, I'm curious if it's going to be time gated or not. 2 chapters of it. There we go. Khadgar is indeed ready for us. Goodness.
Don't worry about me. All wounds heal in time.
We have all suffered from Zalatath's deeds, some more than others. I am glad to be alive, even if I now feel as old as I look. Khadgar tries to laugh, but coughs instead. He waves off your worry. Don't worry about me. Aphis. I heard he went back to Dalaran's crash site. He hasn't slept or eaten since we arrived. He wants my help, but I haven't been able to bring myself to visit the crash site. Will you go in my stead? Sure thing, we'll go find Aphis.
Zalatath left destruction. We all grieve Dalaran. But Aphis may need help processing its loss.
Sure thing, Khadgar. And it was really funny going through some of the Legion stuff when we were doing our Earthen character. And going back on our Dwarf and seeing him as a mage companion there, and how his voice actor has changed quite a bit. I certainly prefer the new direction for the voice. It's just quite jarring still, but that's what you get with a game that's been around as long as WoW has. Final Fantasy had that thing too, where a lot of the main characters after a while changed voice acting too. It can be a little jarring.
The ruins of Dalaran hold
no, Jada. No, that's not quite right.
For Dalaran.
Aphis' posture is etched with the exhaustion of sleepless nights and days without food. His tattered clothes hang loosely on his emaciated frame. His every movement seems fatigued. I see. I knew Khadgar was gravely injured, but it did not occur to me that his wounds were more than physical. I respect his choice not to come here. Would have been cool if they like tattered up his clothes by, I don't know, removing a shoulder pad and the helmet or something like that.
May we next meet?
Aphis sighs heavily, his voice tinged with sorrow. Dalaran, once a symbol of unity and arcane mastery, now reduced to rubble and ash. Again. So much loss and so much pain. Friends and comrades gone in an instant. The voice is silenced by Zalatath. He takes a deep breath, steeling himself against the overwhelming grief. Now is the time for action, not grief. Must regroup with the remaining Kirin Tor. However, the right words do not come easily. But I help him send a message to the remaining mages in the tranquil stand.
It is important. I've been struggling to find the right words to pen this letter.
Then let us assist. We, those who remain of the Kirin Tor, have much to mourn. Many of us lost colleagues, friends and loved ones in the wake of Dalaran's crash. To do right by those we lost, we must look forward to the future and make sure their sacrifice was meaningful. I mean the Isle of Dawn, we will bring closure to this faithful chapter and the Kirin Tor. I mean, that's a solid first draft, Aphis. Dalaran has fallen, but we, the Kirin Tor, have not been vanquished. Time to act is upon us. Our order must rise from the ashes and once again fulfill our duties not only as defenders of Azeroth, but as curators and custodians of magic. Join me on the Isle of Dawn to pick up the pieces of our legacy and mantle our responsibility. Join me in rebuilding the Kirin Tor. That one feels a little heavy-handed. The loss of Dalaran and of much of our fellowship is a great tragedy. I think we would all benefit from coming together to meet informally as comrades to discuss the fate of the Kirin Tor going forward. The most pressing agenda would be how to preserve and also make safe the crash site of Dalaran. I understand if returning, seeing it destroyed for the first time may be too much. For those of you who can, please make your way to the Isle of Dawn. I would benefit from seeing you, and do need your help. That one's a little more personal, and I like it for that. First one's just... it's just solid. I'm sure, again, the choice doesn't matter, but... I think when he's so broken at the moment, desperately needs a nap and some food, go for the very personal one. The game will let me. And off it goes. Oh, to many places.
All that I worked for.
We've taken the first step at least. Now we wait.
Still we stand.
Morning, Mac.
So,
Hope you're doing well today, bub. Kirin Tor survivors have been hesitant to return to this area. A great deal of energy was dispelled before and after Dalaran's crash. An invisible yet tangible miasma lingers in the area for those who are sensitive to it. It is unclear if the site is hazardous, or if other, more corporeal dangers still lurk here. I can protect us by expending all my reagents at the proscenium. Will you aid me in procuring more? Sure thing.
it is important this area is dangerous. We must act to protect ourselves while we are here.
Right, we'll go boot some stuff on the snoot. Down some elementals. Music always very grim. It's good. I completely missed like our little demon forge. Come here, you lot. Let's get you cleaned up. I can't imagine this will be like a really long quest. I'd like it if it is, but I'm sure we'll have our fill of stay a while and listens. See some old characters and mages who maybe we haven't seen for quite some time. My main hope is that it isn't in two halves and there's more time gating in between, but we'll see. I've done a lot of speculation about where the Kirin Tor could situate thereafter, whether they go back to Northrend or do something with the original Dalaran crater maybe, or maybe they just go to different cities at that point. A lot of possibility. Don't get me wrong, I can't remember every single mage who has come through WoW and been a member of the Kirin Tor. Oh, waste not, want not. Yeah, ye old elementals. Grab this ore while I'm here. Give me that bismuth.
I hesitate to scavenge reagents from Dalaran, but we need a barrier if we are to remain here.
I mean, or they're just going to rebuild it again.
The Sun Reavers will defend what remains.
The last few days have been difficult.
Still we stand.
Yes, these will do.
So,
thank you. Despite the shards and elementals roaming there, Seems the ruins are not immediately dangerous. If we are to spend any time here, an arcane barrier is wise. We don't know the long-term effects of exposure of this kind. Again, I'm very curious about all the Legion artifacts that were housed in Dalaran. Because Xal'atath more sucked it in. She didn't go through and very painstakingly take out every artifact.
May we next meet?
The spell for the barrier is ready. I must channel it and define its perimeter. While I channel the spell, take these wards and place them at the edges of our would-be barrier. You will empower the spell when you are finished.
Still we stand.
Shoffing.
Place the wards on the ground, champion. I will channel the barrier.
Given how ragged he's meant to be, I would have liked to have seen his outfit a little more torn up. I mean, there's a lot of transmos options these days that you could do something like.
It seems the Kirin Tor continue to make the same mistakes.
Struggle in his voice.
If fate has brought Dalaran low twice, maybe it should not be rebuilt. For all the ground we gain, we lose people and history. Now, champion, use the Frostfire Essence to seal the barrier.
Aye, aye.
That will do. I think I may need a moment to catch my breath.
You need a nap, my guy.
All that I worked for, gone.
Almost entirely out of mana. Aphis inhales. Yes, this will do. For now.
May we next meet?
I fear that it
Better
may be
circumstances.
just me that remains, or that the others are too far away to receive the missive. It may be up to us to build an outpost here and see to the cleansing of the crash site. So be it. It's just as well. Oh, it's got no favour at all.
It is important I doubt if we can do all of this alone.
Oh.
What is that on the horizon?
Legos!
You are not alone, friends.
It's the Aphis.
Calicos.
Fine.
You got my message. The Sun Reavers.
Oh, Caligos.
Mistakes have been made, but we can learn from them.
Dialogue for him too. I was already on my way after hearing about Dalaran's demise. Took your bloody time. Dragon Isles isn't that far away. I'm glad that I found you here. Kazalgar wasn't easy to reach. All the okay, he's explaining why. All the arcane energy that is being ceaselessly released from Dalaran's ruins must be interfering with long-range teleportation spells. Wonder how many others tried to respond to your missive but couldn't. Alright. That's a fair enough explanation. Could use your help rebuilding though.
I can definitely help with that. Here, take this bag and start setting up camp.
Sure thing. I'm glad we got a load of voice acting. Search for a seemingly bottomless bag for a few specific items. How hard could it be? How do they fit in there? Well, bags of holding are a Thunder Fury. What?
Now, excuse me. I need a moment with Athos.
Right, sure thing, Calic.
Athos. I brought mana potions, but it's obvious what you really need is rest.
Rest? No. I am afraid to close my eyes, Caligos.
I wonder if we're going to get new dailies or something from this place. We are setting up a full little outpost here. Maybe that's being overly hopeful on my part. Also, we, the Adventures of Azeroth, know a thing or two about popping up tents. Yes, you need your anvil for your outpost, I suppose. Oh, and it's immediately functional. Isn't that nice? Where's the other thing? And a flying carpet as a flight point. Flying carpet hovers in the air, its fringes trembling with irritation and its threads rippling with discontent. Gently direct the carpet to an unoccupied spot. Fancy. And there's our flight point. Oh, and now that actually puts a flight point on this side of the island. That's nice.
In the darkest of times, we need the
Well
truest
done.
of
That bag
friends.
is quite useful, isn't it? I'm glad I thought to bring it with me. On to the task at hand.
You can count on me for support.
I'm afraid our cleanup of Dalaran extends far from the shores of the Isle of Dawn. In my many attempts to find you, I circled this island many times. During my flight, I sensed the magic of many familiar items. Items that were formerly housed in Dalaran. Dangerous items. Someone, or something, has taken them who knows where. We must find these objects before innocent bystanders come to harm. Follow me. Oh, looks like they have thought it through
Do
then.
not worry. I'll meet you at morning rise, champion. I need to.
Caligos, go. I will be fine.
Maybe, but I am not leaving that to chance.
Of all the things, we didn't put down a bed for him.
Let's go, champion.
Nah, yes.
Just like a dragon.
Hmm?
Stubborn. And a show-off.
His mirror image is managing the place. Ooh, and he's got to stay a while. Hang on. Off you got,
I
Caligos.
have prepared an assortment of items I hope will help you.
Ghostly image.
Mistakes have been made, but
We've made this
we
area
can
safe for
learn
us, but
from
we must
them.
also make it safe for any artifacts we find.
You can count on me for support.
What about you? Hands Caligos in the back.
I will do whatever I can for the
Scrying
Kirin
for
Tor.
survivors. Bit late, I think. Dalaran's debris may also be keeping us from communicating with surviving members of the Kirin Tor. Scrying may also be affected, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Right, long cast bar. It's going to take him forever.
What you have told me makes me afraid for you, Aethys.
Fear isn't part of it. Or not fear of Nerubians or even Xalatath.
Then, of what?
Of letting everyone we have lost down again. If I slip, if I sleep, what then?
Oh, no.
What horror comes here and takes more of us away?
I know very little about what has transpired here. But, Aethys, none of it was your fault. You're a survivor, a victim of this tragedy. To continue to fight and then rebuild, that's more than anyone would ask of you.
And yet, here I am. Still alone. The Kirin Tor.
They will come.
Be nice for Jaina to come make amends.
For now, you need rest. Let me put the burden on my wings for a while.
Caligos, thank you.
No. Where are we heading off to? Magic stealing kobolds? How could they do this? I thought some grand enemy had come to, like, grab those old Legion artifacts, but no, it's just some kobolds. Magic City flowed down and exploded. We went in and we took all their books. So then we get a highly intelligent kobold mage discovering the secrets of the universe.
The kobolds are definitely hoarding magical items here. I can sense them. We must safeguard what is left of Dalaran.
We'll begin our search here. I can feel faint arcane auras emanating from around and beneath the structure. Kobolds must have found and brought them to this place.
Call on me again.
That Elven
and
burial
I
site
will
seems silly for him.
follow.
Kobolds here could get up to untold mischief with the items they have stolen. Take what you can back from them, by whatever means you see fit. While you deal with the kobolds around Morning Rise grave sites, I will go underground and search Krigval's Rest and do the same. Meet me near Krigval's Rest when you have secured the Kirin Tor artifacts the kobolds stole.
May there be fairer skies ahead. I must
It's
admit,
just fighting him.
the sight of Dalaran reduced to rubble overwhelmed me. Though I put on a strong front for Aethys, I need a distraction. Something else to focus on.
Aye, Calip.
I need to get closer.
And we're just picking up miscellaneous artifacts, nothing crazy. What is this? Cobalt thief with a flying backpack? What's happening? Gem pulses with arcane energy, hinting at ancient magic woven into its very core. Turn the necklace to Caligos. Alright. And the cobalt died. Just immediately. Put the necklace up. Ah! Manuscripts. Don't need these boots. Oh, clear some more.
We must take extreme methods to stop the kobolds plundering morning.
I know, Edelgard, we've got other stuff going on right now. Finally saw the lightning bolt from the ring. A shiny gold lightning bolt. I'm a big fan. About halfway there.
It's too far away.
And it is nice to get a chunk of story that is voice acted and that they put a little more effort into. It did feel like old mid patches really didn't get much at all over the years, whereas now we're seeing quite a lot more go on, which I do appreciate. I'm wondering if it's all kind of not set up game wise, but surely for their internal pipelines and how they've been cranking out content, a much better place they are to continue to do so. Like, if they're able to do this kind of thing and they've got the procedures set up so they can get the voice acting done and then get new areas and quest design set up in the meantime, it means as they get used to it over time, they'll be able to do more and more within those gaps. Not expecting like a full 0.1 level of stuff, but they can keep getting used to the workload of it, for lack of a better term. Might as well do the world quest while we're here.
Hopefully that will finally deter them. But if I have learned anything, it's that kobolds always come back.
Another bag. Everybody out here gathering for the Kirin Tor and chucking shoes. Need a couple more artifact boxes. There you go. Oh, and mower. Good. Alright, let's go meet Caligos. I know he's gone to Kriegwald's Rest, which is one of the delves. I wonder if we get, like, we won't get a full, like, unique delve just for this story. That seems very unlikely.
Champion, did you find anything?
I did.
I will do whatever I can for the Kirin Tor.
First, a mysterious necklace. Kobold that had this was dead, you say. That does not bode well.
Call on me again, and I will follow. You can count on me.
I'm shocked to see how much they managed to pilfer in such a short time. Well, it's what kobolds do.
Do not worry.
Scavenge.
This is not the end of the Kirin Tor.
This necklace. It's clearly full of powerful magic, but it is elusive. It's hiding its origin from me. You take another look. Maybe there's something obvious I'm missing. Oh yeah, me, the non-mage. Sure, I can figure it out.
I can feel faint traces of spells I haven't seen used in years.
Are they older mages? It's a magical emerald necklace. Pulses with arcane power. Its proximity giving you a tingling sensation. Reach out and gently touch the necklace. Ah!
A curse! Hold on!
Unexpected. Curse from who? Whoa. Oh, and there's a load of people here. What the hell? And kobolds who have touched it and come and died here. Fascinating.
In the darkest of times, we need the truest of friends.
Channel changed. Pocket dimension. Now there's a player housing choice. Get yourself a little pocket dimension. It was foolish of me to let my guard down. Do not be alarmed. This appears to be a pocket dimension. Kobolds that met their demise here are any indication. It may be difficult to return to the Isle of Dawn. Yep. Me and Calic gonna starve here.
Do not worry. This is not the end of
Pocket
the
dimension.
Kirin Tor.
This is old magic. Malygos used pocket dimensions on occasion when he did not wish to be disturbed. They were mainly used by mages as research spaces or for testing dangerous spells, or if a mage wanted to hide what they were doing. I wonder who made this one. I suppose it doesn't matter. We need to get out. Thankfully, every pocket dimension has an exit, though it is normally hidden very well. Let's find it.
Huh. Perhaps that scroll holds the key to leaving.
And before the scroll, I want to check this other stuff. A letter from the Council. Following the Council's recent investigation, all forbidden tomes and scrolls concerning dark magic in your possession have been seized and destroyed. Should we ever discover any further engagement with forbidden arcane practices, severe consequences will follow, including expulsion from the Council of Six and Dalaran. This is your last warning. Signed, Grand Magus Antonidas. Oh, so this is old stuff then. Oh, Antonidas, Warcraft 3, legendary in Hearthstone. Jaina's teacher. Rat cage is a single lever rectangular enclosed of sturdy metal bars. It is equipped with a wheel, tunnels, and a cozy nesting area. Okay. And an unclickable rat. 2 rats. And the journal. Today, Antonidas introduced me to his pupil, Miss Proudmore. She shows a certain aptitude. I cannot help but feel disappointed by the lack of ambition and drive I see in her and many of her generation. They seem content with mediocrity, unwilling to push beyond the basic limits of their abilities. In my day, we were eager to delve into the deepest arcane mysteries and constantly sought to expand our knowledge and power. The future of our craft looks bleak if this complacency persists. Some arrogant old sod. Let's have a look. Very Shadowlandsy looking scroll.
Look, the dimension, it's shifting.
I'm glad I clicked on the stuff to read first. What else we got? Some research notes. After extensive experimentation on rats, it is evident that I have reached the limitations of what can be learned from them as test subjects. To progress my research further, it is imperative that I transition to human subjects. However, this shift introduces significant ethical risks. I also risk discovery by my meddling peers. To mitigate these risks, I should consider sourcing subjects from the sewers, where disappearances are less likely to attract attention. This approach may seem controversial, but it is the only way to obtain the knowledge I so crave. Well, whoever this is, they don't seem to necessarily be on our side. We got angry when the experiment failed. Can you help us? Yes. I exorcise these spirits. You promised to cure me. Everyone said the Kirin Tor can be trusted. Now look at me. Uh-oh. This is all going to upset Aphis as we get more into Kirin Tor's tangled history. It's interesting though. I do want to know who this mage is. And if it's someone from Vanilla, I'm not going to remember them at all.
Another shift. Keep doing what you're doing. Perhaps we'll shift out of here.
A rusty key. Attached to the keychain, you find a note. Strahome. Is that one of the door keys, or just a mate? Like, did the maids live in Strahome? Well, if there's a bag of grain, that speaks to delivered to Dalaran as requested. Fresh grain from Brill. Payment upon receipt. Oh. Is this Kel'Thuzad? That seems to be where it's pointing to at the moment. We'll see. Just chuck some bits into a cauldron. Because surely that's fine.
Champion, look out! Ghouls. Like the ones in Northrend. But they're unstable. Are they a prototype?
Enough!
It is! Ah, called it.
Did the council send you to seize my tomes again?
Careful.
An all human.
Though that's a mirror
Kel'Thuzad.
can still be dangerous.
Did not expect to see it. Oh, Mr. Bigglesworth! It's all been worth it.
Excellent. Can you not see there is work to be done?
Very angry Kel'Thuzad. Meddlesome paladin. How did you find this place? Where's this place? Must I explain everything to you simpletons? Fine. This pocket dimension is a realm hidden from prying eyes. A place where driven, visionary mages like myself can make real progress. It's a world of shadow, cloaked in magic, where time bends to your will and power flows freely, if you know how to harness it. And best of all, there are no distractions, no fools meddling in your affairs. Just you, your ambition, and raw arcane energy, waiting eagerly to be tamed and shaped. I saw your experiments. As the sole master of this dimension, the usual quibbling alliance moral constraints and the nonsense rules of the Kirin Tor are, shall we say, optional. Progress demands sacrifice, sometimes of the body, sometimes of the soul. Here I push the boundaries of magic in ways narrow-minded mages like Antonidas would never dream. Flesh is just another material to mold. Death, merely a doorway to greater power. Here, I reanimate, reshape, and rewrite the very laws of existence. Souls, energy, life, all are tools. There is no room for sentiment when grappling with the power of life and death. Key to immortality is within my reach. And it does achieve it. What do you think of the Kirin Tor? Kirin Tor? They are nothing but husk of their former selves. Once they pursued true magical power, now they're bogged down by endless debates and pointless moral lever-quiveting. Every spell is questioned, every action turned into political theatre. Instead of mastering magic, they waste time worrying about ethics and appearances. They've forgotten that magic isn't a gift, it is power. Power we could wield to dominate our foes, and finally have lasting peace. But instead, we negotiate and pander. Pathetic. Too much sentiment I see regularly. There's a lot of fancy transmogs about, by the way. Just having a glance at folks. Right. We're here by mistake. We would leave if we knew how.
Well, a mistake? Is that not what the Kirin Tor is now? Bumbling mages making mistakes and meddling in what they understand not. They mistake cowardice for morality and wisdom for mediocrity. True power can only come from sacrifice, from setting aside taboos and fear, and venturing into the unknown.
His voice has an edge that's similar to Uther in a weird way.
So do not
Gravel.
speak to me of mistakes. The Kirin Tor is the mistake. I have chosen my path, one of learning and discovery. I will not be hindered by the short-sightedness of those who cling to the illusion of right and wrong.
It'd be nice if this was a private instance,
Now
just
go,
a bit noisy.
before I find use for you in one of my experiments.
Oh, how kind of the mirror image. Should we not, I don't know, Caligo, should we not dispel this? I mean, I guess we have hold of the necklace. Oh, lovely to see you, Kel'Thuzad. Very surprising. I liked that a lot. Kirin Tor's darker history.
We're back. Kel'Thuzad helped us.
No, he didn't. He just wanted us out.
The necklace is just a necklace now.
Oh? Did we dispel it somehow? What happened?
We must safeguard what is
Look,
left of
whatever
Dalaran.
magic was left in that necklace is gone now, and with it, Kel'Thuzad's mirror image. Huh. Well, I guess that's a win then.
Call on me again, and I will follow.
What we experienced in Kel'Thuzad's pocket dimension is a timely reminder of what can happen when magic is used without regard to ethics or regulation. To me, this underlines the importance of the Kirin Tor. On the other hand, Kel'Thuzad was Kirin Tor. It's a reminder of how power corrupts, and that we have made sure these artifacts will not cause anyone else to go on an unexpected trip. Let's return to Aethys. Perhaps now more have responded to his letter.
May there be
Aye, aye.
fairer skies. Our brush with Kel'Thuzad underscores my greatest fears about the Kirin Tor. We need to regroup.
No free ride over? An aspect? God damn it. You're gonna poof out of existence. One day they'll have it in Questing WoW. When NPC says I'm going somewhere, they will travel there, but there's always then that, do you have to wait for the NPC to arrive before zooming off there yourself and getting the quest? If you get there earlier and the NPC, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you get there a little bit before them and they still have to come flying in, can you pick up the next part of the quest? It's not the most elegant solution, but I understand why it is the way it is. I suppose that's why I'm like, give me an option just to do a ride along, have more dialogue. Let's see who else has shown up then.
The ruins of Dalaran hold more than
Caligos.
Jaina. Oh,
It
Jaina.
is good to see you.
Mistakes have been made.
Looks like more mages has arrived. This gives
We
me
can
hope.
learn from them.
I'm sure Aethys will be relieved.
Do not worry. This is not the end of the Kirin
Ah,
Tor.
this is part 1 of said storyline. Oh, let's get on and do part 2 then.
The way forward will not be easy.
Elagos' hypothesis that Dalaran's debris interferes with long-range teleportation seems correct. Mage portals have appeared along the shore, but no one has stepped through them. There are likely mages trapped within the portals. Or something mana-hungry, like fell hunters, may be being lured here by the release of Dalaran's power. We must investigate. Mages of the Kirin Tor may be in danger. The fell hunters are an acceptable risk. Let us not waste any more time.
I know what must be done.
Have you spoken to Aethys at the outpost?
Not yet. I thought I was ready to see Dalaran's ruins again, but I arrived and just froze.
That's understandable. Come, we'll go together.
And so will I. Hang on, let me just go and check in on Aethys. You sleeping yet, bub? No, he is not. No one else is here. Caligos, why on earth didn't we get a bed for it? There's a pile of cushions. He could be on the pile of cushions. Let's see. Reaching into the portal. That bit with Gale in Baldur's Gate 3. She's yanking him through. Oh, right. One of those.
Thank you. I do not
Oh.
know what would have happened when I ran out of mana. I stand.
Arandor Nightvale. Do not recall you. Night Elf Mage. Probably a Highborn? That's what all the Night Elf Mages were, right? They were the old Highborn under Azshara, and then at some point when Night Elves could be mages, they had a little explanation for it.
I never had a portal trap me that way. You saved my life, my friend.
Hello, Majala. Don't recognise you. Are these just random mages then? The new Kirin Tor? I don't know. There's always a chance they're really old characters that I just, you know, since the wealth of the game, number of expansions. Ah! I need to remember everyone. But Jaina's theory was right. There are indeed fell hunters. Oh, is that the difference between purple and blue portals? Test the theory. Aye, that seems to be the case. Means this one will be the last one. Come on, friend.
Thanks. I saw the letter. I'm here to help.
Huzzah!
Grief heals slowly, Aethys. Be patient. And more will answer your missives in time.
Oh, there's a fair few about. Now, some names I'm recognizing. Let's see. Callisto Windsor.
I'll do whatever I can for the Kirin Tor.
To think, if I haven't requested another field assignment because it would look good on my transcript, I may not be here right now. I wonder if my transcript even exists now. Someone think to grab the Kirin Tor Scholastic Archives before they left? Oh no. Wait, what a silly thing to worry about. I'm safe, Stereo is safe, and there are people here to help. For Dalaran.
For Dalaran. The Kirin Tor need my aid.
What unique voices from all. Out of all this tragedy, I'm glad to see Callisto is safe. I can't help think of all the people and animals that are not. We must all work together to rebuild and help others who have survived.
For Dalaran. Need a hand?
Sorry. Hello there. Watch your head, okay? Arcane infused matter is far denser than it appears. Getting clipped by the energies whizzing around here would be an unpleasant experience. Why did you answer Aphis' call? Why? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure myself. When I got the message, I don't know, all I could think about was Pheromore. How alone I felt in the days and months that followed. Very fair. After that, my legs just sort of started moving on their own. Next thing I knew, I was here. I'm just a washed-up apprentice. I'm definitely no archmage or hero or whatever. I had to do something. Nobody should ever have to feel this kind of hurt alone. Oh, bless.
What a mess.
We got here.
When the Kirin Tor calls, I answer.
I am humbled to work on an errand of such great importance alongside Caligos, even if it's one of his mirror images. You're just starstruck.
My aid.
Jarlath?
What you need?
I'm just an apprentice. What can I do to help? Aphis, he says, anything and everything help, even the small things. Hope so, 'cause small be all I got.
Be safe
Blessed,
now.
you're here, you're helping. And Meryl! Good to see you.
What knowledge do you seek?
I've seen ages of tragedies. Do not make it any easier, even for me. I'm here to help where I can.
The Dreadlords must fall.
He's probably the biggest name to show up besides like our main three over here.
I will do whatever I can for the Kirin Tor.
May we next meet?
Hi, Jaina. I'm glad to see the scattering mages of the Kirin Tor answering Aphis' call.
A single spark can set the world aflame.
A few mages have come, but I expected more to act on Aphis' call to action. Perhaps that was wishful thinking. We need more help despite what you and Caligos did at Morning Rise. Aside from Kel'Thuzad's pendant, the kobolds' plundering was middling powered artifacts. Meanwhile, there have been reports of powerful magical objects filtering through Ashgahed, meaning the Nerubians must have scavenged Dalaran's crash first. Must find these artifacts before they are used again. Huh? To the spiders, then?
Champion, come with me. We will deal with the Nerubians ourselves.
Again, is this going to be the Pillars of Creation, if that's what they were called? We better get an answer to them before this is over, by the way. Because that's too big a plot for things that helped us, like, stop the Legion invasion.
She arrived. She is gone.
Aphis, come on now.
Don't be so hard on her, Athis. She's not taking this as well as it would appear.
I know. I just was hoping to get her help with arrangements. Since she had been here when Dalaran fell.
Ah, I see. Well,
Like, you don't have to bring the Tuscar into
maybe
everything.
I can help. Have you ever heard of a Tuscar chieftain named Panoliak?
Very silly. To the spiders. Jaina already hard at work.
A mana bomb. This is a worst case scenario.
Wait,
And we only have ourselves to blame.
why would we have a mana bomb in Dalaran in the first place? You know, the thing that blew up Pheromore. Garrosh got made by goblins. Why do we even keep one?
The true battle lies ahead.
We may have arrived too late, for all of us.
The Alliance
fine.
will endure.
This is exactly what I had feared. Balin Songweave's notes on the mana bomb he devised to devastate Pheromore were under guard in Dalaran. Few knew of this. I argued they should be destroyed, but others argued if such a bomb was again created, we would need to disarm it. And now those notes are both the problem and the solution. Thankfully, I've read these notes. I'll walk you through disarming the mana bomb. I seem woefully ill-equipped for this, but sure.
Spark. Disentangle the bomb's power sources while I suppress it. We cannot allow the mana bomb to detonate.
Filthy ogre crawler!
Magical artifacts everywhere are malfunctioning, their energies spiraling out of control, each one like a ticking time bomb, edging closer to critical mass. Scroll of permanent polymorph. Oh no. That's terrifying. Some true shape nonsense. Maybe not that permanent if I can just walk up and boop it off an Nerubian. Staff of 1,000 meteors. They're not the pillars of creation, but they still seem pretty dangerous. Oh. A half-formed meteor. We're hoping I clicked the staff and then a load of meteors came raining down. Come on, sheep. You don't. If they stole this stuff immediately, that means they've missed all the events of the story leading up to that point. Been stuck here the whole time. And a wand of permafrost.
Now, champion, realign the mana bomb's matrix.
I see, we're going to play that minigame, are we? Yep, there we go. Oh, come on. For a quest, you could have made it unique. We're just doing the same ones again. I get changing it up, but come on. It's this same minigame every single time. Way, you that way, and you two this way. There we are. No. You don't have to make it stupid complicated, but you could do more.
Great catastrophe, champion. I will do what I can.
My faith in you is never misplaced. Well done.
The Alliance will endure.
Closure is finding peace in saying goodbye. Very fair.
I know what must be done.
The larger threat has been contained, but I believe there are still other artifacts important to our legacy, good and bad, here in Ashgahet. While they are still dangerous, their knowledge may benefit us in the long run, but we must not allow the Nerubians to profit from what they and Xal'atath did to Dalaran. We've no dark corners here in the breathing pit unexplored.
A single spark can set
Some of the relics
world
Nerubians
aflame.
now possess were housed in carefully designated containment vaults on Dalaran. That is how dangerous and powerful they are. With those vaults gone, the only course of action we can take is to destroy them. In hindsight, it was a grave mistake to have gathered so many powerful artifacts in one place, even if that place was Dalaran. I would trust no one else with this task. Find and destroy those artifacts.
I know what must be done.
Sure.
This bomb should not have been built. Kirin Tor leadership is to blame, but we are all complicit and must atone for it. I will dispose of the bomb, destroy the other artifacts, and meet me in the Tranquil Strand.
Alright, Jaina. That's a lot for her to deal with right now. Yeah, the thing that destroyed my home and killed many friends and apprentice. Sideways swords. And again, it's just miscellaneous. Oh, no, wait. Antonidas' Introduction to Arcane Magic. Gonna let me read it, game? No, it has become quest. Sadness. Ilan Songweaver's notes, so that's the person she said built the bomb. Oh, Medivh's Karazhan schematics. That seems pretty important. Not so much of Karazhan was a mystery. Again, it's not like we're finding the Pillars of Creation strewn about somewhere. That was very brief. I just need to get back to Jaina. Yeah. Okay, there's a flight path back there, and now there is a flight path to that new place. What do I think? I'll get us sat on the flight path. And get Baroque here travelling over there. While I nip for a quick bio break. And I think we'll be wrapping up this quest. Then I can either go and do the weekly Siren Isle stuff, or jump over to Alts to do our weekly profession quests. Let me just tippity type into the chat. There we go. Hi folks, stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in a few minutes.
Greetings, outsider.
There we are. See you soon.
Beware of the shadows.
The ruins of Dalaran hold more than just debris. They conceal invaluable arcane tomes. Our mission is to retrieve them before they're lost to history.
And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Good morning, Screet. We're doing alright other than it being a bit chilly. Hope you're doing alright this morning, bub. Have yourself a beverage, I hope. We're going through some new quest lines that have popped up. The ruins of the mage city of Dalaran and the mages piecing things back together. Right, let's go over and see Jaina. Let me just get wheeled in properly on my chair. While flying. Hang on.
More mages have arrived in our absence, champion. That is heartening to see.
Ah, nameless mages. Ah, glad you've your beverage, bub. Oh, and Khadgar's here as well now, in his floaty wheelchair.
We must continue to pursue Xalatath. No
There is
matter
much to
the
reflect
cost.
on.
Be careful out there.
Right, Jaina.
The true battle lies ahead. The Alliance
What have you
will
found?
endure.
Ilan Songweaver's notes. The rest will be kept safe, but these notes, I will see to their destruction myself. Thank you. We can't have another nuke being built.
A single spark can
Thank
set
you.
the world
In the future,
aflame.
the Kirin Tor must find better ways to study and safeguard magical artifacts. Again, where are the Pillars of Creation from Legion? Where on earth have we put those?
I know what must be done.
I'm glad to see you still in the thick of things.
Not all the Kirin Tor's issues can be solved in one day, but one way we can act is to honor those who have fallen. After speaking with everyone here, we have cobbled together a ceremony to send off those we have lost, and Dalaran. We would be honored if you would join us and participate in remembering our fallen comrades in the Kirin Tor.
Nice chat.
Everyone brought a memento of someone we lost to commit to the ocean.
Oh yeah, the two war criminals. Sure. Seems like an odd choice.
No matter how painful, we must embrace change as we honor those we have lost.
And there were many mages over the years. I know they didn't have loads of time for these mid-patch
We
quests,
must
but even
acknowledge
so.
our past errors and correct our course.
Feels like the message and theme here is like, for a better future for the Kirin Tor. Where? Still a lot of
As we
unanswered questions.
move, we let go of the past to face the future
Got a bed, Aphis.
and become stronger.
The way forward will
Let us
not
begin.
be easy. The Alliance
Oh, some cutscene. Yeah, we saw glimpses of this in the trailers they did. Oh, the fireworks. Almost. Very pretty. Seems a little hazardous, but sure. Very somber goodbye.
As always, we have much to discuss.
I will stay here with all of you and help however I can.
All that has been lost,
So, what now?
And that's the quest line.
we rebuild. But not just brick and mortar. We need changes to our foundation. To us.
agreed. We must move forward with intention. and learn from the mistakes we were too prideful to before.
I admit I was blinded by the ivory towers of Dalaran. I believe that Kirin Tor's wisdom was nigh infallible.
Let us pledge, then, that the new Kirin Tor will be different. No more councils, no more floating cities, and no more meddling in world affairs.
Then we are all in agreement. We will start anew. For the Kirin Tor. For all of us.
Good. Because this old man is tired. I will go to Donegal to rest, and then start rebuilding the connections we have lost.
Are you going to stay, Caligos?
The Dragon Isles can endure a little longer without me. We have much work to do.
More mages are arriving to lend their strength. We need to start planning how we want to spend our resources.
Very definitive there. We're not building another floating city and we're not getting entangled in world affairs. What does that mean? When the next end of the world apocalypse happens, we're just like, nope, we read books now. We don't get involved. That's how it is. We've still got the folks who came up and arrived. Some names we know and not.
For Dalaran.
Go to bed, Aethys, goddammit, you poor bugger.
Wisely.
Let's go see if Khadgar has a stay a while and listen about the whole thing. Still a lot of unanswered questions. We didn't get around to the pillars and the other major artifacts in Dalaran. The mana bomb was kind of out of nowhere, but sure. Not like where are they going to situate? It's not like they can all move into Karazhan, potentially. Oh, Tavor. Where are you? There you go. Without a council of them, who leads them, who gives them direction, or just collaborating and working together, it seems a little loose, but that means we're not going to get Dalaran back for the last Titan expansion when that comes out. Still a lot of questions. Maybe Khadgar will clear some up.
Still in the thick of things.
Hopefully this isn't the old stay a while for
Nice
Valyria
chatting
yet.
with you, old Jaina.
Oh, there we go.
I thought you were staying to help in the Tranquil Strand.
Oh no, he's doubled.
I was, but we should speak about the future of the Kirin Tor.
Oh yes.
Sooner rather than later.
I'm afraid the news from the outside is bleak. We lost all but a few after amassing at Dalaran.
Then, our new Kirin Tor is over before it began.
No. The mages who have answered the call. We have an opportunity. No council, no rank.
Like starting over. Returning to study and research? But we have a duty to protect the Alliance. And Azeroth.
We can still fulfill that mission by investigating, training, advising.
It would keep us mobile and decentralized. A tragedy like Dalaran would not happen again.
Safety is a benefit, yes.
Study and passing on my knowledge appeals to me. But I have to think about the ramifications of such a drastic change.
And that is why it should be you who starts putting the pieces back together.
Oh, he's going to make her the head of it.
I need rest, Jaina. But I promise I won't stay away for long.
Meryl can assist me. Aethys should have a key role as well. I will go back and speak to them.
Thank you, Jaina. And good luck.
It's a lot to hoist on Jaina's shoulders as well. What are the odds going back and speaking to them will have nothing new to say? I have to know. I have to be sure. I do love these stay a while and listens, especially now they're putting so much voice acting into them. It does help breathe some life into all the characters come to know over the years. You can always herf back afterwards and then see what time we on. Oh, well, I plenty of time to go back and do the weeklies on the Siren Isle. Can bang those out. It almost feels a little like we're just gonna not worry about the Kirin Tor being a giant world
hold more than just a
force for the future as well. Well, Jaina is back, but
I will do what I can.
nothing more to say. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Again, it's not like this has turned into a daily zone or a load more like repeatable quests. If they've no area just to kind of sit and lead from, question becomes where do they all go individually? Said they're working together to rebuild, but other than Karazhan, there aren't many places for all the mages to kind of hang out, for lack of a better term, other than like libraries across Azeroth. But hey, that'll be a 0.5 patch in the future. We get a way to get our book collection, because my bags are full of too many goddamn books. Alright, let's get back to the Isle.
How you doing, pal? Don't work too hard.
Didn't take us too long. Clear out his weakness here. Do our little daily feeding ritual for our tiny snapdragon friend. Here you go, run. Snapdragon seems to recognize you as you approach. Its ear fins wiggling with anticipation. Not only has it grown bigger overnight, but its scales have changed to a seaweed green colour, similar to the Kajacola's braised meat you fed it. Between its talons lie morsels of meaty rations it has stolen from nearby invading forces. Snapdragon looks at you expectantly. Perhaps you can bring it more meaty rations by slaying the invading forces of the island. Aye, I believe this week it is Vrykruel again, which means over the holidays I missed Naga week, but that's fine. Where did I put the rocket boots we need to help explore this place? I think I bought any more. Who had them? Was it you, Sally? Do you have some rocket boots? You do. There we go. Another progression quest here.
Show me what you found.
Right, now we've got to go back to like dead Irvin voices. This ring that you and Bargus found has taken you all over the Isle, learning its history and finding its treasures. The ring has aided you in your exploration and in battle, but we have never truly pushed the ring to find its limitations. Perhaps some formal testing is in order. Perhaps we can unveil more of its potential if we invite a bit of danger. Go now and test the ring against worthy opponents you find. Come back to me with your observations. Alright, that triggers a hidden ability while in combat. Okay.
Transaction complete.
Grab our weeklies.
Beladar shift in your favor.
Eliminate 2 rares. We've seen all these before.
Tell me of your travels.
Yep, and it's the Vrykruel one. When it gets to Naga week, then I can read the quests there, but these we've already gone through. Let's contribute to one of these. The lightning shield. What ones do I have equipped right now? Stat, frost damage, and the lightning bolt. So the singing wind one.
You know your path.
I'm just slicing folks with nature damage sounds more fun than stats to me. Nobody else is about. Do I fill it up all the way? We are trying to save as much of this iron as we can to get a load of transmogs, but... Oh, wait, hang on. Isn't there a weekly to contribute? Let me just grab the other quest first to make sure.
Outsiders are a welcome surprise.
That's just finding documents about. That's fine. I have more than enough to contribute for now. Again, our dwarf father waiting for PvP stuff will be here doing some farming. There we go. So that should now activate at some point soon.
Feet moving. We got a tunnel to blast open.
Nice, go get.
Be good.
We will head in that direction.
Say, what do you think washed down that drain? Maybe it's treasure, or maybe it's monsters. And maybe those monsters have treasure.
So, again, gotta get used to goblins again because there's going to be a lot of them next patch. If Undermine is anything like the Goblin starting zone and that GTA-inspired gameplay, I'm sure it will be quite something.
Led to me.
And very silly. Lots of driving around in a car. Alright, let's go and head to this first. Opens in 2 minutes, so we can just murder some stuff nearby. Minutes there. Wake up some rocks. As we saw on our mage the other day when we were trying to run in between horde players, the bosses do scale to the point where you can just go in and solo them. Which is why I suppose they have not been made too difficult.
It's not ready yet.
Still, it would be nice for some world content to give us a little bit more of a challenge.
Still recharging.
There you. No self-heals for you. Bap. You rock monsters didn't help at all. Stood about. At once, very nice. 45 seconds, and then we can go kill that boss. Get another gem. I just prefer active stuff to the passive gems. Not in terms of like hitting a button, but shooting out some crazy ability is more fun to me than just you get some stats. Treasure chest, what this? Rune sealed coffer. I'm going to investigate that in a moment. Once the door's been blown open. It's less stressful to be here when war mode's turned off as well. Well, it was fun in its own right on the mage, having a duck and weave pretty much around 90% of horde players. Come here, Juice. And the big fella. All we're watching for is poison on the ground. Nothing too crazy. I say, getting absolutely bodied. Scaling actually makes it much more dangerous. I suppose that's on me not tanking, but I have enough self-healing for it to be fine. At least there, when another tank comes along, that's fine. Horse. Ow, ow, ow. Topped up and we're fine. Nope. I mistimed that. There we go. Little bit of iron. I'm pretty sure I saw a book over here somewhere that I need to pick up. Unless they spawn for individual players, which by the looks of it they do. There's one over there. There we go. 2 of those notes. Need to find 10 more of them as we go. Put our jetpack on. Where's his chest? Oh, it must be in the cave underneath rather than up there. Our little wind thing leading us over. Oh, not this cave. Again, we're still looking for more of those runes to get that secret bird mount on the island. I know there's probably a lot of guides and stuff on how to get it, and I'm sure it's not too bad, but I'd still rather attempt to do so myself. I imagine it's a combination of different rares, drop rates, maybe finding some secrets, but we still spent time running around the island and didn't actually find any like underwater areas or anything like that. No, somebody's already done the match free. Oh no, there we go. Hey, I love a bit of match free. Oh, wish it gave me more. I need to have a mini game where I can just do that. Ooh, Earthen Shield, Warband. Not a bad looking shield. Let me equip that nature gem as well while I'm here. There we go. Pop that over there for now. Deal with more folks. I suppose for the end of all that Kirin Tor stuff, it's a way where when you're writing your stories going forward, they don't have to consider, well, what if this city of mages could just turn up and be a superpower? You know what I mean? It removes that conceit from being a problem.
I'm out of range.
But you still have that kind of echo left over from Legion of every class has its order hall, it has its powerful players. As in, like, the characters in the game. Who, every expansion, don't all come running. No, it's a common criticism. How do you make it kind of... One, not just suddenly solve every problem the game world has to go through, but also giving those characters then time to shine. It's not an easy answer by any means. And I'm not here with any answers. Any ideas, suggestions, and the word thought experiments, for lack of a better term. I think this speaks to, by the end of Last Titan, I think they're going to have to want a lot of this kind of wrapped up in a way, where a lot of the ideas going forward in a new era of WoW can focus on building new stuff and not always be so beholden to the older things. I think is probably the goal. So at that point then, when new players come in, they don't then have to, in theory, know all the old stuff or play through each expansion to get to grips with each new story that comes. I think War Within's done an excellent job of that. Like, you don't need to have played Legion. You don't need to have made a Shadow Priest and rescued Xal'atath and then gone through Battle of Azeroth and found that one side quest where Xal'atath's a part of it. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't require that of you. It gives you a little bit more if you have done that, but it's by no means a necessity. Which rewards those who've been around longest, I suppose. Where else are we going? Goal all the way over there, but I've more to do here. Need to kill horrors and a monstrosity who is somewhere this way. Aye, there we are.
I'm out of range.
Grab up all these. And that little wind blast that's going out.
It's too far away.
Get that bird out of here. More of those. Another thing for our enchanter to disenchant at some point. Right, there you are.
I need to get closer.
Oh, it counts as undead. Fascinating. I don't understand why a kelp monster's undead, but sure. One more to you. And outside of like the classes, what other organizations like the Kirin Tor are still like kicking about? And the Cenarian Circle is just like the Druid one, so it doesn't necessarily enter that same mind space of what other non-class forces are about. Been so many over the course of the game. Thinking about it, a lot of them are pretty class-based. Surely we'll have the Knights of the Ebon Blade and the Death Knight stuff come back for the Last Titan. All the Wardens who like imprisoned Illidan and were under my Evan and all that, like what are they doing these days now that Belemeth's being settled? And there's so many you can't tie them all up into a neat little bow, but we'll have to see. Right. Summoning runes in this lady. And to be fair, we still have enough trying to get even just the main races and factions into a lot of content, let alone all the sub-factions. The heritage quests have helped with that a lot, but they're so hit and miss and stretched across different like, patches and expansions. Like, the ones that are good are really good. Like the Draenei one, the Orc one, they do really well. Some of the others are just like, eh. They're okay. Or at worst, terribly dull.
Stories requested.
Alright, what am I looking for? 2 rares. But we go and do this big... Because Grimgul's been there a while, which means no one's been bothered to go and... Nope, he's gone. Never mind. Let's go and get this other one then. I need to get 2 of them. Half health, that's fine. Come here, big fella. Ow. Wasn't paying attention. Go. Right, now we just need to keep an eye out for one more spawning. You boot some stuff too. Get him out of the way.
I'm out of range.
There's always the opportunity of exploring more of these character stories in other games. We know they've built up a few more like subdivisions within the studio that are actively working on games within Blizzard's different IP. Now there's a lot of rumour of a shooter being made for StarCraft, which will be pretty cool. I'd love an excuse to go back into Star. I don't know how you do it with where they kind of ended up at the end of StarCraft 2. Like, there was a couple of, not cliffhangers, but there was a couple of, like, small threads left open as to what was possible, but nothing explicit. If memory serves, it's been a very long time since I played through that campaign. Something I'd love to do again at one point, to be fair. But then for WoW, I've always loved the idea of some kind of, like, character action game where you could play as the different characters. Even a fighting game would be pretty... There's so many characters within, not just WoW, but Blizzard's universe that you could do some good stuff with. Also, Heroes of the Storm, ye old MOBA from them that never really quite took off. I have a real soft spot for that game. A real soft spot. It's actually been having some bizarre patch updates. They've just done one that's going to its PTR. I just saw an article about it the other day, where they're bringing back kind of the hero brawls that is using maps that no longer exists, and like there was a PvE mode in there and all kinds of stuff. And they're doing more with it. It's the 10-year anniversary of that game this year, so there's a lot of rumours and hope building up that maybe the game makes a bit of a comeback in one way or another. That'd be fun to see. And real soft spot for that. You do that. I think you just add Xalatath to start with at that point. You know, get her in there. That'll have people playing again for a little bit. There's still like a dedicated number of folks who still stick around and play it. I think getting it on Steam would probably help a lot. Just opening it up just off of Battle.net. You obviously have the problem of a load of people would immediately like review bomb it and just be shits, because that's what people do. But it would certainly help try and bring its numbers up a little bit. I tended to just play like Rhaegar was one of my favourites, you know, the old gladiator orc shaman. Love him. Loved the gameplay as well. You were kind of a healer who would get in and boot people on the nose. It's a lot of fun. Turn to your wolf form, leap at people, go around, do a bit of chain healing, drop a healing totem down, lighten shield on yourself and allies, and continuously try and keep in the middle of the fight rather than off at the back, which I really enjoyed as a support. Then when Alexstrasza came out, I had a lot of fun with her kit as well. It was like booping and trying to shoot a fireball that would heal your allies and hurt your enemies. One of those abilities where you kind of put down a circle, but it takes a moment. So you put it down, then it fills up, and then does a burst of healing. Again, Greymane was a fun character to play as well, swapping between a ranged human character with a pistol and the wolf just leaping on folks. There was a lot of really cool character design in that game. Ragnaros could take over whole buildings and just sit there like a raid boss. Deathwing is gigantic in that game. I don't think I ever was playing at the point he was in. You had some of the StarCraft characters like, what's his name? Abathur. And he would kind of just sit at base. He wouldn't go and lane with everyone. He would sit at base and just send different Zerg stuff about. It's quite interesting. Then you had really weird stuff for a MOBA. Obviously, if you've played League of Legends or anything similar, you get some of the archetypes and ideas. Like, you've seen it. And as I think League's shown over the years, they've kind of gone more and more complicated, which players aren't exactly fond of because it's just adding too many mechanics on top of things. Or a character is vastly underpowered by comparison. But Heroes of the Storm tried to do some real funky stuff. You had like Cho'Gall, our big Twilight Hammer cultist ogre with 2 heads. And he required 2 players. So you couldn't just play it solo. It had to be 2 of you. And one of you sorted out the moving and melee attacks. Ow, speaking of. And the other player was shooting spells, which was really cool. Then there was the Lost Vikings. Remember that ye old Blizzard game? And that was 1 player, but you controlled the 3 characters by yourself. So it was a lot more micromanaging. It was sending them off to different lanes or trying to have them gang up at some point. Just really fun ideas to mess with in a MOBA.
It's too far away.
Get your feet moving.
Be curious to see if they do in fact bring that back. It'd be really cool. I know it's not a new Blizzard game like we were saying. It's not a place where they can really push new stories. And the couple of characters they did, well, I don't know their names, but there was a lady with a coffin who'd smack people, and then there was a lady with like a tentacle arm, chitin arm that would extend, like bionic commando meets some kind of Zerg. They were trying to build up their own like little multiversal thing there, but it didn't really get much fanfare. Like, it wasn't blowing any way. People were there for the other universe's characters being in the game rather than that. Yeah, they could add Lilith from Diablo 4 and stuff like that as well. It's not like they're lacking characters to do with it, it's just, other than having a skeleton crew to keep the game running, there wasn't really much incentive for them to keep doing stuff with it. It's a difficult thing in the age of live service games. Constantly competing with each other for players' time, which is not indefinite. A lot of companies still don't seem to realise. We've seen so many horrendous layoffs in the... I know across many an industry, but, you know, games is the one I know. I know by the start of this year we're almost at 30k. That's so much like dev bleed. And just losing so much knowledge. So even if you start hiring and get new people in, you're losing people who've either worked on an engine, worked on loads of games, you just lose that knowledge. And those people are really unlikely to come back into games after that. There are a lot of that as well. They tend to get paid more doing the same job at just other tech companies. Or, you know, doing like 3D modeling in the movie industry, TV shows. There you go, little friend. More meat. We've already had some firings at the start of this year as well, and layoffs. I think folks are hoping that it'd be a better year, but it's not looking likely. Oh, I do need to go kill another rare, don't I?
Feel the warmth of the sacred flame.
The skinning recipes aren't selling, so might as well just get rid of them there. Box. Ooh. Offhand wacky cosmetic. Sure. And in this one,
treasures from far and wide.
radar ring again. Right, now to the storm phase. Go do the quests there.
Yeah. See ya.
Grab the nuke. We take the mech over. There's a load of rares about. Could be faster without it. Oh no, it's got that little charge ability, never mind. Shock crabs. And this makes it just easier to get through. I'm still a little annoyed that the stones we need for our dwarven specific transmog are not something I can just grab on other characters, but especially when the drop rate was so low. Oh, crab. Get rocketed on. Count the others. It's doing a bit of damage, but eh. If the mech dies, it dies. It's fine. There you go. I'll go knock out some bubbles. Where are you, Sally? You always have that same quest for us. Oh, please. No! Mistakes were made. Out the way. I'm gonna grab this before I kill too many more.
What do you want?
There we go. Now we blow up all their homes. Got 'em, crabs. Again, we're absolutely going to see a lot more mechy stuff when it comes to Undermine. I have no doubts at all about that. No, in lieu of what they could do to tell more of the stories without having to do so in-game, there's always been the hope that, especially with the cinematic team, that maybe one day they would be able to get onto doing their own animated series. You know, the movie came out, and the movie was alright. I remember enjoying it. The human side of it was really bad. Just, I don't know. The characterization they tend to took with it just didn't go over great, but the orc stuff was fantastic. But it did not exactly set the world ablaze and suddenly everyone's talking like Warcraft like it's the new Lord of the Rings. I think that was the hope, but don't get me wrong, like a lot of the set building and stuff they did there, like Ironforge looks spectacular. Like, it don't matter how good your sets look if the movie beneath it isn't going to set the world alight. Especially with something like Arcane. You'd think surely they can do some kind of long form animated thing. It's more what stories do you tell? You know, a lot of folks are always like, well, you do Arthas. You do the Lich King, you tell that story because it's a good one and it'll get people in, but at what point are you just retelling stories already done? I think that's one of the things about Arcane that was so interesting was they were redoing a lot of their lore through that. And WoW's not exactly in that position. Could tell new stories, stuff with newer characters, but until they get through this whole saga, it's hard to know where a lot of that would fit. Well, they've had the books that have come out in between to try and fill some of the gaps. Some of those audiobooks they've done on the main WoW channel have been pretty good. But again, they're not exactly setting the world on fire. I'm always a sucker for good animation, and you know, there's many problems it's had over the years. I do love WoW's world and its story. Hits and misses aside. So any excuse to go back into it for me is just, you know, it's a win. What they can afford to do is another matter. Our folks just want to see Warcraft 4, and that seems even more less likely than an animated series would be. Because the RTS genre just doesn't know how to change in a modern way. Like, nobody's figured out how to bring back RTS. That isn't just the same game you've played before hundreds of times. You know, you're building your base, you're clicking your units. What changes? And like Warcraft's initial difference from that for Warcraft 3 was all the hero units, and that, you know, it all eventually became MOBAs. How do you change that up again is not an easy question to solve. sure there are plenty of game devs trying. There's like a... Stormgate was trying to build something similar to old ones and seemingly released a little early from early access. Hasn't gone over well. There's another game, I think made by some ex-Command & Conquer people, which is kind of taking a lot of the complexity out of it. It's like build your units and send them without any of the micromanaging. That's more stripping away systems to make it palatable than redoing the genre. I thought about this a few times. What on earth do you do? If there are any thoughts out there, let me know. Slap them in the comments. Chat along with me. But what would you like to see? What would get you to play an RTS again in 2025? Age of Empires 4 that came out a couple of years back was a lot of fun. But it was still... It wasn't exactly doing anything new and crazy. So I don't know what you do without changing the genre completely at that point. Has anyone tried to Battle Royale RTS yet? You all drop in and start building 100 of you. That's the other problem with RTS. You can't have huge amounts of... Like... You have to consider like frame rate and stuff like that and how much can be managed on screen at once. A whole host of its own problems. Get out of the way, you. Please, I just want to get into the cave. There you go. I'm hopeful that one day someone figures it out, though. It's got to be something that can be done with the genre to bring it back or change it up. I just don't know if Warcraft 4 would be the game to do it. You could use it after the Last Titan to set up a new Alliance and Horde conflict of some kind, or something with the new forces, like the Arathi Empire, Squall and the Pirates. It feels like we're getting done with... If the Void's going to be sorted by midnight, from what they've said, then we're kind of ticking off all the different cosmic forces. Last Titan, assumably that's Order, Arcane, and the Titans. Somewhere along the line, we've got to deal with something to do with life and light, so... I mean, in Midnight, I expect to see some kind of light incursion, but they might just leave that in the future with the Arathi. We do have Urel's kind of alternate universe Zealot army, still exists, from the Magar Orc campaign.
Greetings, outsider.
I mean, death was kind of dealt with in the Shadowlands, but there is that decay knoll out there somewhere doing stuff. I think of other ones like Fel we dealt with in Legion. Obviously the Last Titan's probably Sargeras, who's going to come back and be on side now the Void's gone. That seems like a no-brainer. I think who else was on that order chart, lack of a better term. Nope. You scumbag. Come down here. I knew that was going to happen. I was just like, well, I'm on top of this thing and there's no way for me to get behind. Come down!
I'm out of range.
Fight you in the air then. I think I did this last time I had to fight this one. There we go. Come here. Gonna knock me off again, isn't he? Sorry, we've got his interrupt back. Should be fine. There you go. Right, that's 2 rares, but while we're here, we might as well go and attack this thing. everyone was killed. I'm sure there'll be some folks about for it. I tried soloing one of these 83 ones, but you never know. Let's give it a go. Yep, don't stand in that. If he's just going to occasionally do typhoons, then I think we'll be fine. As long as it doesn't spawn on my head. Any skeletons? What Wake of Ashes is for. What the Ashbringer's known for. Again, I'm glad of the scaling to actually make it soloable. It's always easy for me to say that on a paladin when I'm wearing plate and can heal myself, but even so. Skeleton. Get bodied. And down he goes. Wait, he flew at the camera. As if to... That's Storm 1. That's BOE. That is soulbound, so we can get rid of that. Let's head back to camp. And it is frustrating that when you... Excuse me. When you clear the storm phase, you don't keep the... like retreat letter to get you out of it. Letter, flag, you know. That kind of just makes sense. These boots help an awful lot though, to be fair. Should be using them more often, they let you traverse a lot quicker. Uh oh. As I said before, I'm sure a lot of these devices and contraptions will be stuff we'll see again in Undermine. No, excuse me, crabs. Don't do this. Let me go free. Susie, get me out.
Hey, what's the news?
There we go.
Greetings, outsider.
Right. That's 8k. Let's start picking up some stuff.
In the light of Belladar, coins glitter.
Go through and get the cheaper stuff first, I think. All of it. Give me all that transmog. This won't be the full vendor done with the ensembles to get, but it'll be most of it. Delicious, delicious transmogs. And we can get one of the ensembles as well. There we go.
I would have more stock, but Kobus killed my supplier.
You don't need to tell me it's non-refundable game. I'm well aware. I'm the one who bought it. There we go. Big old chunk of transmog. Still got a lot more to do though. We got one more on her to buy.
At expedition prices.
The 2 Earthen ones. The Tortolan. And the Goblin stuff as well though. The summer wear I'm kind of less bothered by. Don't necessarily need a swimsuit. Barrow here. Oh. Do need to return Dornagol to hand in my profession weeklies on him. Then we can jump over and do the same on our other alts, get that weekly stuff out of the way, so we can focus on our mage and druid PvP things for the rest of the week. Again, the mage is like just over 1700 rating. He's really not far from getting the elite set, and I'm hopeful, just because of how quick solo shuffle is in terms of getting your rating up compared to blitz, that we do have enough time before the patch in February to get the druid up.
What is your command? The Titans will return.
Null stones. Null stones.
Resuming work cycle.
Absolutely not. I have so few of those. I'm not doing it, Tarib. You can keep your knowledge this week, you scumbag. Disgraceful.
What brings you?
Right. Go to our blacksmithing. Alright. That's a 1. Again, we're looking for any that give us 2 knowledge more than anything else. Looks like we're not going to bloody get them either. Huh. Right, well, we'll go with the singles today then. I wonder why that is. Maybe Barokia's kind of caught up on knowledge, so the catch-up isn't as helpful. Still, these are simple enough. Got a lot of bismuth still, so we're alright for now. Need 5 Iron Claw alloys. There we go. Lovely. Excellent. All done and sorted that. Thank you, Kayla. Can I afford any of these? I have a mining one I can get. These other recipes as well. And a lot of null stones and stuff needed for all of these. Just gonna get that first.
We will have justice.
It's still recharging.
There we go. Alright. Almost there to get all the transmog here in the weaponsmithing part. Almost. It's my mage who, while in queue, has been running around and gathering a load of stuff, who actually has their mining a lot higher. We wanted to refine ore at some point. Let's get everything into the water bank.
Standard supply of goods for Outlanders.
Slap the armor in. Don't feel the need to disenchant all of this just yet. We'll see when enchanter runs out of stuff. She can be the one to grab any appearances we need. At some point I do. Thing is, I can't just take these to Shadowlands. And Shadowlands, from what I understand, is still broken, so eventually, down the line. I don't think I have enough conquest to buy another box for my druid. Let me just double check. I can't remember how much they cost.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
Oh, I need...
My directive...
Okay, I didn't get Burrow here up high enough to do so. I didn't realise that was part of it. I should probably check my evoker actually while we're going through, just so I can send any bonus conquest they may have as well. Let's park Barrow over here for now. Start jumping on over. Quick check on the evoker in a bit. Oh. Getting a fresh start in Stormwind? I don't think that's necessary. It was just left over from the anniversary celebrations. Oh, I don't know what's happened with his talents. It's fine. Oh yeah, he has enough conquest to get another box for her.
My directive is to serve you.
There we go.
Return and
Be lazy and use the warband bank from here. Oh, there's some stuff as well. Oh, and some of these bloodstones. Can't buy any more of them. Awesome. I'll put these potions in here as well for that alchemist to maybe do some stuff with. Right. Let's jump on over, get our other weeklies out of the way.
you wish to speak?
Okay, let.
May the eternal sun shine.
Maybe the herbalist is kinder and doesn't require null lotus. Even though they were a lot...
Do you have a query?
They dropped, or seemingly were gatherable, a lot more than the null stones themselves were. Which do my experimentation. Hoping the higher rarity is more likely to give me something. Hey. Then here we transmute until something explodes. Ooh, nice. Steady. Could explode at any moment. Gives it enchanting stuff and cloth, which is interesting. I don't quite understand how herbs suddenly become dust and cloth, but alright. I haven't exploded yet either. I don't want to give up all my plants. Or bismuth, like... Patience game at this point. Not giving me any more skill. I should probably not overdo it. How many are left? If it gets to 400 and we haven't exploded yet, I'll call it there. No, it's not going down at all. 2 more. Well, that's nice. Alright, call it that. What about actually using these things yourselves or crafting cauldrons? The cauldrons are the one that seems useful, but these are that interesting. Whereas this is more stuff to craft. And that's more experimenting. So we probably want this one next. Okay. Let's get our crafting order sorted. Right, that's a 1, but at least we can craft it. That's a 1 as well. That's a 1. Weird. This week, all 1s. Targo, there you go. The other one, that's a 1. Much cheaper in terms of material. There we go. Oh, I didn't hit complete order, did I? You silly bugger. There we go. Up and over. They drop off spares into the wall bank. Excuse me.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
End up with piles of potions. That'll do. Oh, wait. There was an alchemy recipe in here somewhere. It's a classic one, but I've had it in there, so I might as well. Who knows what will be useful one day. Maybe in player housing you can make different old alchemy stuff to create vials on your wall. You're spitballing here.
Do not loiter.
Yeah, how much have I got? 400. 2 of these then.
Time is of the essence.
I've been expecting.
There you go. More knowledge.
Your gold is welcome here.
Excellent.
Sure.
That just lets us go again, doesn't it? I don't know what the difference with all these weird things is, but get them as we go. What was that one that came up there? Oh. This has got cooldowns on it as well. We're getting so much of this red one, why would I need to... I don't know, there's way more I need to learn and understand about each of these. Right, to the next one. We've got to run outside the city and use our bait as well.
How may I aid you?
Hopefully I have what this needs. Hooray! They're all just ones today. Alright. And one more. I have no thunderous aid left. Again, at some point Wolf here is just going to have to go spend a day just gathering stuff and skinning creatures. Hoping for the best. Right, let's nip outside the city to lure an elusive creature. Now we wait. Ooh, Stormrook. Hello. We just fire everything. Whole thing. I mean, it's nothing too crazy for incurring a 12-hour cooldown. I know we can lower it by doing more skinning, but even so, we'd hope for a little bit more.
My directive is to serve you.
Here we go.
My directive is...
The other problem is, when you're learning and getting knowledge up, it's also, those orders aren't necessarily leveling up the profession itself. Like, you're not getting this to go up, unless you're going in here and actively working on it at the same time. So it doesn't really, what's the word? It doesn't really tie together. At some point, I'm going to need to, like, pull out a pen and paper or open an Excel spreadsheet and start like, right, this character can make these, and this character needs these. And they'll all work together by doing this and that. It's a lot to cover. But for the moment, I'm happy just doing these weeklies to get stuff sorted. And they're giving little bits of XP as we go. Thunder Blast, that sounds great, sure. Not enough knowledge on that part. No, that can be sold. Actually equip that now. for the next one. Dreaded engineer. Hopefully we've still got enough buckets and bolts on hand. Again, we can ignore Tarib.
Speak.
If everyone this week would have to give him 2 null stones, he can absolutely just go and shove it. You greedy, greedy swine, Tarib.
Speak and be heard.
It is, you swine. Want naught to do with it. Naught to do with you. Alright, what can we do here? First craft for 1. They all won again? Yeah, it seems really weird that they are, but sure. Get the first craft bonus at least for this one. I have enough to do it. Not going to provide me the Molestone. It's fine. Molestone, rather. A Molestone, something very different. Put it in your wine. There we go. Easy peasy. She's just got engineering stuff, so that's alright.
To speak.
Thank you, Kayla. Be about there. We want to do engineering.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh, right.
Choose
Sell junk.
wisely. Hold your head high.
Bonus stuff from the Dragon Isles. That seems pretty cool. Yeah, this seems like the next way to go. Alright. And again. The enchanting one wasn't crafting orders, it was just handing over disenchanted material, which I think we've got plenty of at the moment. Right, there we go, we're right here as well. I've already done and sorted. There you go, there's your crystal. Give me my book. Got a few bits and bobs you could just hand into the wall bank. Nah, hang on, we're being lazy. Jumping off them straight away. There you go. Slap it all in. Sorted. Nearly done on that one. One more. Jewel crafter next. Then the warlock with the inscription and tailoring, and then we're done. Okay, the actual time-consuming part of this process is going to be actually leveling each of them up properly, rather than just grabbing knowledge. But this is alright just for grabbing weekly stuff. Right, where were your stations? Jewel crafting was in here. No, not in here. The other one. No, it is in here. There we go. I'm just an idiot. It's fine. Bench isn't working for some reason, so we'll go with this bench. And again, are these all going to be singular points? That's a 1. That's a 1. It's a 1. That's a Q8. Weird. Don't understand it. But we'll get them done. Prospect a bit of ore. Do we get a few more pebbles? We'll just go for a little bit. Gonna have a few more in the bank, as it were. That'll do. His stuff's just for himself as well, so that's fine. Getting very used to jumping in and out of this room.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Let me do the expensive one first.
Stay the course.
Don't have any left over on mining. Nope. Alright, we were going all the way this way. Lovely. Alright, last one. Then we'll call it for the day. Got a lot done today. The new mage stuff. Again, I always wish it was a little longer for the story stuff, but I think kind of have to wait for the big 0.1 patches, especially new expansions, to really spend the time with story.
Wish to speak? Ancestors watch over you.
But, you know, then we cleared out our Siren Isle stuff. That took barely half an hour for both the regular one and the storm phase. It's really quick to get through. And I'm rather happy getting the busy work of all these out of the way sooner rather than later in a week. Alrighty. Need to do 3 of these. Not that one. That one could do it. Oh, that one gives me a thing. And I have the material, so do that first. The other bag needed 8 exquisite with a cloth. Okay, and then we needed about 6 of those. I don't really have Reap Cup. I don't have any of the others. Because now I can find Dawn and Duskweave when I level it up enough. How many of these did I need? 8. I don't think I've made any yet. I just need more. Mower. There we go. 8 of these. That should do it. That I could make a load of these for my alts yet, but alas, need a lot more material. Right, and now inscription is vaguely over this way. Aha! And 2 of these. Oh, this one's a double. Okay, who is this Lyrandel who has what I need in Dornagal? You in here? I have enough acuity. You're not the guy.
Communication.
Alright, let's have a quick Google. I just want to know where this person is. That one's come up last week as well. Oh, okay. It's the dude in the other room with Kayla. Who tends to have other recipes and stuff. You!
Do not loiter.
Oh god, I didn't check which crafting order it was. I've made a mistake. God damn it. Idiot brain. And bloody back and forth, back and forth. Oh wait, can I just...
I have an extended supply
Nope,
of goods.
you can only do patron orders at your workstation rather than check them in there. It's alright, we're learning. Okay, multi-craft. And then any of the others are double. No, it's the multi-craft one, and then I might as well grab the Aurora one because there's 2 of those.
Everything has a price.
There's one.
Hold your head high.
Okay, I need another Applicate ink and a boundless cipher. Boundless cipher requires 2 of those, so I need to make 2 more, which means I need lured up pigments. I need to mill from... I don't know which plant. Well, it's not that one. I know I have enough game. Wish it told me which one. Is it the Ontbid? Oh. Oh, right, well it should tell me because of the goddamn name. Lure drops. Bloody die. There we go. So I need another 2 of these. And a cipher.
We're getting there. It's all working itself out together. Lovely. And that one got me some skill as well. Awesome. Oh, did I not grab them from last week? Don't know. Give Bob what I need to in the war bank. Lest I forget again.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
These are all pretty much from me, so I don't need to worry about those.
My thanks.
Right. Bobblers into Kayla. Learn what little bit we can.
How may I aid you? Walk with the earth.
Much knowledge.
What do you seek?
And you.
Your gold is welcome here.
I need 300. Can I get both? So we'll just grab the other 300 one.
We will have justice.
As we go in the dawn direction next. Wait, you can only craft them in batches? Wish I'd known that. I don't understand why you'd need that time. I mean,
I have one of a
stop
kind
folks initially creating crazy stuff really quickly, but I don't know. I kind of get it on like the alchemy like discovery one, but making something you need loads of on a timer when you get 10 at a time feels weird. Okay, gives me that torch. We head towards the other direction. That's all of them. Fantastic. Just jumping back on Barrow out of habit more than anything else, but there we are. Alright folks, with all that then. Now Kirin Tor quest out of the way. Get me up on this podium game. No. There you go. I'll say thank you very much for watching. Enjoyed yourself, hit that like button for me. Get the videos through the algorithm so more folks can come hang out and join us for WoW in a morning or other games on an evening. Speaking of, you can subscribe and find me here 9 AM on the weekdays with World of Warcraft, 6 PM on the evenings with other stuff. You can find playlists to all the other games we've played, including all the old different WoW patches since I started streaming right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. So until next time folks, much love.